Hello everyone, welcome to a brand new series on the channel. Today I have for you is episode 1 of my new Football Manager 23 save. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 30 likes on today's episode, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 600 subscribers. We're really close to that, so please make sure you are subscribed. If you haven't already, with that post notification bell on, it's free to do so and it does massively help out. Don't forget as well to drop a comment down in the comment section down below to help boost the video in the YouTube algorithm. And if you didn't already check out the other Football Manager video, the most recent one that I uploaded the other day, we did unfortunately have to cut the Bradford City save short. Obviously, I'm a Bradford City fan, but unfortunately, we did have to cut that save short. If you've not already checked it out, make sure to go do so. Long story short is basically, I lost all my OneDrive files from the 10th of February afterwards. So anything that was happened from the 10th of February onwards, that simply doesn't exist anymore. So the save was back, unfortunately, right at the start of the championship season, which was really annoying. So I can only massively apologise about that. Fingers crossed it doesn't happen again, but there was simply no way of me recovering that. Today though, we are going to be starting a new save. We're not going to be managing in England as well. The first ever time in my lifetime I've managed outside of England. I think we're going to go over to Holland. Let's get into it. So I was having a look through all the different countries and leagues and all that sort of stuff, and I think I'm going to decide on going into the second division in Holland and taking over FC Eindhoven. Now, like I say, I've never managed outside of England, so I don't know how easy, how difficult this is going to be. The aim really is to try and get into the Champions League, really compete with teams like Ajax, PSV, them sort of teams, but I don't know what the rules are. I don't know what anything's like managing outside of England, so I will get things wrong. Any tips and advice, please make sure to drop them down in the comment section down below. Hopefully you do go on to enjoy the series, and hopefully I enjoy it as well, because I might not enjoy it managing outside of England. Sometimes when I'm not really know any of the teams or any of the players or the different rules and all that sort of stuff, you know, I can get a little bit bored of things, but I'll try my hardest to keep it entertaining for you guys and make this save as long term as possible. But let's waste no further time and let's go meet the players. Here we have it then, confirmation that FC Eindhoven have obviously officially hired me as the manager. It reads, FC Eindhoven have today confirmed the appointment of Sam Drake as the club's new manager. Eyebrows have been raised in the world of football at the appointment of the inexperienced 18-year-old, and he is sure to face plenty of questions when he faces the media for the first time at Jan Luers Stadion. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, let me know anything, pronunciations, all that sort of stuff down in the comment section down below. Drake has put pen to paper on a 2-year deal worth £1,300 per week. He replaced his previous manager, Rob Penders. So lovely stuff. This first media conference that I do will be the only press conference that you'll see on the channel. So they expect me to finish 9th. Oh, well, that's certainly what the media expect us to finish this season, which is not the end of the world. We've got average training, youth facilities and youth recruitment. We've got an okay financial status, no transfer budget, really low wage budget as well. If you're comparing that to probably National League clubs, even lower, maybe even high-level National League North. So we've not got a lot of budget, 2-star reputation. We do have a technical director and an assistant manager. The club have enjoyed probably their best spell of success during the 1950s, although now enduring a 68-year barren spell, having not won a competition since 1954. We will try and put that right in this save. I'm not even going to try and pronounce what that says, but still have a history of which they can be justly proud of. FC Eindhoven won the Dutch top division for the only time in 1954 and finished runners-up 2 times. Won the Dutch Cup in 1937 and finished runners-up in the Dutch second tier for only in second tier, sorry, not second in this tier, for the only time in 2015. So we want to get the club back up to them glory days, and they're recommending we play very defensive. That's Dion Seedorf. I was going to say, is that Sherwin Seedorf, the former Bradford City player? We've got a couple loan players at this moment in time. They're expecting us to play very defensive. We'll have a look at the squad, see if any of them are any decent, and then that we'll pick the team from there. We've got a hot prospect in William de Groot, who has very nice potential. I do like the look of that. He's a goalkeeper as well. Probably a bit too soon to be playing a 17-year-old goalkeeper, but he's there on a 3-year contract, which looks very nice. The board want us to sign no players over the age of 28 and sign players under the age of 20. I like the sound of that. We've got to work within the wage budget. Maximum 1-year contracts for players over the age of 34. That's fine by me. They want us to finish mid-table this season, then work towards the playoffs. They want us to reach the playoffs in 25/26. Then they want us to just keep challenging for a playoff spot. I want better than that. I think we are better than that. I mean, maybe promotion in the first season might be a little bit too much to ask, but we've got to finish above Holland in the league. That's required, and they want us to finish mid-table. So only a few objectives. I want us to play counter-attacking football as well. I'll be looking to play more attacking, to be honest with you. Confirmation once again then that I am now the official manager of FC Eindhoven. Sorry, we've got a couple players in the last year of their contracts as well. A couple old players in here. Not really too much to worry about. Maybe we get Janssen tied down to a longer-term contract. We've got some good players here with some good potential. So clearly we've got a good youth recruitment. Hopefully they can start developing very nicely. We'll get a lot of these out on loan. It seems from the face value of things, we've got a big squad, or maybe we've got some under 23. So have a look at the tactics in a moment. In terms of our supporter profile, we've got 1,500 season ticket holders, and they have a moderate influence on the board. They're favouring us playing counter-attacking style. That's never been my style. We will be playing on the front foot attacking football. Club vision and expectations will give that a cheeky accept. And apart from that, no injuries. Let's go build a tactic. So I've had a quick look around at the team. We've got a couple of players in, actually, on non-contracts at this moment in time, and they've got a lot of interest from other clubs. Players like this guy, though, Cass Faber, again, probably pronouncing his name wrong. He's only in on a non-contract, or his contract expired. We do have some players who are still wanted by other clubs on a permanent transfer, wanted by FC Den Bosch. They're quite a nice name. He's 30 years of age, though, so it won't be too declined to really get rid of him. But if we have a look at the player's current ability, a 3-star ability seems to be decent for this standard. So overall, it seems like we've got quite a good squad. We're playing some attacking football. We're going to be playing wide, passing into space, playing out from the back with a very high tempo. We're going to be distributing to centre-backs, distributing quickly, countering and counter-pressing when we win. And obviously, when we're trying to win the ball back, we want to be having quite a standard defensive line, a high press as well. We want to be triggering that press as much as possible. And we want to be preventing the goalkeeper from having any short distribution. This is how the team looks then. For now, there will probably be changes. If we have a look at our finances, we're currently £300 a week-ish under the wage bill, so we can't really get any players in until we get some players out. I don't think you're going to see too many games in today's episode. You might see the intra-squad friendly, and that's about it. More stuff will probably be in the next episode, but let's waste no further time and get into that intra-squad friendly then. In terms of our squad dynamics, we have no team leaders in the squad. I have a poor managerial support. It may be early days, but the players are going to take some convincing to get past your lack of experience. That's not ideal. Our dressing room atmosphere is average. The players are currently content and are unlikely to take some serious issues with anything negative at this time. We've got 3 players who are highly influential, 2 players who are influential, and then 18 plus players who are just others. They're just there. In terms of introducing myself to the squad, I'd like to introduce myself as your new manager and answer any questions that you may have. I think it's quite clear that you have to prove yourself to quite a few of us before, but we're prepared to wait and see. I mean, it's not quite a few. It's every single one of them. I'm not making any promises right now. I think we can go for a mid-table finish. They're happy with that. Lovely stuff. Finalise the code of conduct. Happy with that. I think that's gone quite well. A couple of players expressionless and neutral. They're probably not going to find themselves really around the team, but overall, I think that's probably gone quite well, hasn't it? We do have a couple players who are injured, and we got a youngster who's injured, Duck Gakpo. Hopefully he can become as good as Cody Gakpo, out for 3 months with a hip injury. Not ideal. Well, our first pre-season game is about to get underway, an intra-squad friendly. We'll get into the quick match preview. You can see the 2 teams on screen there. I've tried to balance them as much as possible, but I would probably say the first team is slightly stronger than the second team. I expect a good showing, though, here today. I want to see them to give me a selection headache, see who can really try and cement themselves as a first team player this season. We'll give them both the same amount of confidence and, go out there, show me why you deserve a place in this team, because, well, we've got a lot of competition, lots of good players. There will be players who move on probably before the next episode as well, but we'll give them both some early encouragement. We also need to, as it's a new save, change the filter settings. We want to just see key highlights a little bit faster than normal, and we'll get underway for today's game. First highlight of the game, then, it will be a free kick for the first team. It's Kiers Maka standing over the free kick, and Brian, the Kiers maker, with an absolutely brilliant finish there. It will take me quite a while to get used to all the players' names and pronunciations. If I do pronounce any wrong, like I mentioned earlier, please feel free to correct me down in the comment section down below. But if that's a sign of things to come, it looks like we've got ourselves a good dead ball specialist on our hands against. He scored that against a good goalkeeper. I know it is our second choice goalkeeper, but he's still a decent standard here. We don't really have too many bad players. There's a heavy challenge has gone in there. These players certainly taking this game very seriously. One thing I will notice is our pitch looks to be quite small. The distance between our 18-yard box and the edge of the pitch is very, very minimal. So that's obviously not great. I do like to be playing on big, wide pitches so we can play my style of play. If it doesn't seem to be working, we can always change to a diamond. On narrow pitches, a diamond would work really well, but we don't really have many central midfielders, and we've got quite a lot of wingers. As Koku coming forward, ball into the box, looking for Aguinia at the back post. His shot, though, goes over the bar. 20 minutes in, 1-0 to the first team is how it currently stands. We do have a throw in here for the second team. A 1-2 is played, and it's now with Van Dorm. He goes back. Eventually, the ball is played over the top here, looking for Sancho with the header off the crossbar. Keeper rooted to his goal line there. Bert Rams didn't really try for that. Maybe he knew it was going over the bar. Throw in here for the second team then. Brim picks up the ball and he goes back into Bogues. He goes into Janssen, plays that 1-2. Ball looking over the top here into Ostenbrink. Looks offside there. Banis in on goal. Shoots. Scores. I presume the linesman is going to put his flag up. But I was going to say, yeah, it has been disallowed. The whistle has already gone there. That goal won't stand, but still promising signs from the first team, who, like what we kind of expected, have certainly had the better of the first half so far. As we approach half-time, we'll give them some more pieces of encouragement and praise respectively. And, well, the first team haven't taken the praise very well there. They are winning, though, at the break, thanks to that free kick from Brian, the Kia's Maker, I'm not really too sure. That was a very good first half performance, to which only Mr. Brian himself has responded well with. In terms of the second team, you've been terrible so far. Sort it out. Some players don't even seem interested right now. We'll give them both some encouragement and we'll get underway for the second half. We might make some changes at some point. I'm not really too sure right now. Janssen with the ball at the back here. Looks for a ball long. I don't mind that whatsoever. It's poor piece of control there, and eventually with Azagri, heavy tackle comes in there. Rotier now is driving forward, plays the ball through, looking for the house, shoots, scores, and Jasper, sorry, I've pronounced that wrong there, Jasper Dalhaus? The Howlaus? Oh, I'm not really too sure. This is going to be a bit of a nightmare, isn't it, pronouncing all these Dutch names? Apologies. But Jasper's made it 2-0 to the first team. Probably game done and dusted. I think we'll give it another 5-10 minutes before we make some subs. A lot of the players are just youngsters, though, so I don't think I'm going to show you what substitutions we will be making. I'm sure a lot of people will be watching this are English and don't really know many of the players either. So when you're not managing in England, I don't think showing things like substitutions and that sort of stuff are as important as what they are in England. But Janssen has the ball once more. The first team really piling on the pressure right now. Rotier now in behind the defence, shoots, good save from the keeper, but that is an easy tap in for Charles Andreas Brim, and that is 3-0 to the first team. I expect the goalkeeper to be doing better with that one. It's a good ball though over the top from Janssen. He spots the run beautifully. Rotier gets the first time, takes a touch, then gets the shot off. Good save from the keeper, but he's parried it into danger land, and Brim taps home 4-3 now. That's probably definitely game done now, and I think after this highlight we will make some substitutions. The second team looking to build up an attack of their own. Azagri now been very lively in this game, but he has lost the ball a few times. Van Dorm now, a little bit of space, and he goes out wide into Eugenia, driving down our right hand side into Van Dorm, ball into the box. It's a great ball there to Koku at the back post, and Ozan Koku has scored. Has the goal been disallowed? The goal has been disallowed. Both teams now have scored a goal which won't count. That is a brilliant ball in though from Van Dorm, and that's very harsh from the line. Now, when you're 3-0 down in an intra-squad friendly, you probably should just let goals like that stand. I'm now going to make the subs though before we see this highlight, so let me quickly do that. There we go then. The next time the ball goes out of play, both teams will be making, I think it's about 5, 6, 7 substitutions or something like that. Just get everybody some minutes on the pitch. It certainly appears that the first team are clearly better than the second team, as Diaby has missed an absolute sitter there. I might have been offside anyway. The second team have also changed formation. They've gone to a 4-2-4 rather than the 4-2-3-1. I do want to be experimenting potentially though with a back three as a second option just in case. But when you're playing on such a narrow pitch, I'm not sure a 3 or 5 at the back is really going to work. I know this is our home pitch. Potentially might be our training ground. I'm not really too sure. But if this is our home stadium, the pitch is tiny. Pigmans picks up the ball here in the midfield, gets his shirt tugged there, but we drive him forward again. Kestens puts the ball out wide here into Rigo, driving down the left-hand side. He cuts back though and finds Kestens in the box, shoots, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce his first name. How do you pronounce that? Piotr? If I pronounce that right, I'm not really too sure. Kestens with the goal though, pulls the goal back for the second team, and could the comeback potentially be on off the bench? I believe he is, and he's come up with a goal there. It's poor defending though really from the first team. Again, keeper's been beaten at the near post. I think keeper and defence is certainly a position that we need to improve, and if you're judging it by star rating, which I know some people probably won't agree with, but if that's what we're judging it by, we certainly need to be improving, especially in goalkeeper, because I think we've got some old goalkeepers and neither of them are particularly good. I think it's 3-star current ability for both of them, or 3-star and 2-star. I'm not really too sure, but 5 minutes left on the clock. I think this game will be ending in a win eventually for the first team, but the second team are certainly not giving up ears. Enokpa cuts inside, number 19 on his back. He shoots from distance, lots of curl on that, not really much accuracy, and that goes well over the bar. Well, 3 minutes is added on at the end of today's game. One last chance here for the first team as Hubers picks up the ball here and he goes back into Boggers. He cuts inside though, got a lot of pressure on him right now, can't really find an option, so he's going to keep going back. Hubers now loses out and Enokpa finds Pigmans driving in on goal, has the pace to get away from the centre half. Can he round the keeper? He does! It's a goal back here. Jason Pigmans, who's probably the most English name we're going to find throughout the whole save here, pulls a goal back, and now the first team since the substitutions looked really poor, to be honest with you. Since the subs, the second team have certainly been the better of the two sides. Don't think there's going to be enough time though for either side to get another goal as we await the full-time whistle. In terms of statistics, the second team have been much better in that one, although while having more shots have somehow created less expected goals, much more corners, lots more fouls as well. Possession is fairly equal. Possession passes complete is fairly equal as well. Overall though, I think that was a good exercise for us. I'm quite happy with that. In terms of the first team, I'm very happy with the win. Not really too many players showing emotion. In terms of the second team, we're the underdogs. Well done. The second team have reacted better than the first team. Something to take note of. I think the next episode that you'll see will hopefully have done some transfer business, and we will hopefully have gone through the whole of pre-season. So the next episode, you should see our first competitive league matches. But anyway, that is where I'm going to leave it for today's video. If you have enjoyed it, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could generate 30 likes on today's episode, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 600 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so, and it does massively help out. I don't really understand how this works, to be honest with you. So it seems the top two go up automatically, then third down to 8th is the playoffs. So I presume it's going to be like the National League North and South, where the higher you finish, the less games you have to play, I'm going to presume. But thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all very soon for another episode. Peace.